Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Mac, and welcome back to the continuation here of Field of Glory 2. Byzantium Games, Matrix Games, and Slytherin Software there. Right, so we're going to pick up from the last part there. We just went over the menus, the deployment, I bought my troops, and we're in deployment mode. So now you can see, it tells you actually how to do this. What you saw me do last turn, you just click a unit and you move it. Now, within this border here, all the way over here actually, we can deploy our forces. It's quite a big, I think they are anticipating you to have a large army here. So it says enemy front line, enemy front line. We don't know really where the enemy is going to deploy. So let's have a look at the battlefield here, right? So my core force is actually heavy infantry, so I want to avoid rough terrain. It could be used as for your advantage as well, of course. Because the enemy is going to have to pass through the rough terrain and fight you. Say you are in open here, but he is in rough. He'll get penalties for that. It's good to have sort of as a shield as well for the enemy to move through. Now I have no idea what kind of force I'm facing here, so it's going to be interesting to see. This, though, looks like a good place. I mean, this is good as well. We have our hills to our advantage. I'm not sure. I don't even know if the enemy is going to attack me. Sometimes the enemy is actually waiting for you to attack. And if I'm deployed in sort of defensive positions around these hills, it's going to be a problem for me to move my army out. So I'm thinking of just deploying it here. And we'll see what happens, basically. All right, so let's get these horse javelin dudes and archers just away for now. Let's build up my main battle line here. All right, so I want to use the Gauls, these war bands. I want to use them right up the front. Actually, they don't want to move through this kind of terrain as well. It's kind of a problem, this place here. Let's see how much of this actually is rough. Yeah, so it's a lot of it. I mean, it's all rough terrain here. Boulders and bushes and all kinds of nasty things there. I could deploy two forces. I could have one unit here and one unit there. Keep my cavalry in the center to sort of move around where to attack. I want to keep an intact core, basically. Another option is actually to deploy in these hills, and we're going to have this mountain here in our way, which is going to cause a problem. Might have to split my forces up, which is going to be kind of annoying. We have a major river running here, which makes it water impassable. So we can't cross this line here. So I do have my Auxilia Platina. They can move, they're medium. They can actually move through this terrain without any problems. So maybe I should build my line here. Have some of those medium infantry deployed across this. And then cavalry on the flanks, I'm thinking. So let's get these heavy guys in the front here. They will be my sort of spear. They will like charge into the enemy, cause a breach, and then my heavy infantry will follow up afterwards. So I am going to move them ahead. Right. This is my sub generals here. Okay. So what the Romans actually had, this is actually an old tactic. I'm not actually familiar with the tactics they were using at this stage of the empire, but they used to set up their forces in sort of a chess pattern. So you would have the front line there. You would have units like this, sort of set up like that. The idea being that if enemy forces are engaging these front units and sort of get funneled in through here, then these rear units can deal with them and sort of attack them in the flanks and cause good damage on them. Not so sure it's going to be good tactic here, though. Since I want to use... so I'm going to keep some heavy infantry behind these guys. I might just have 2 lines getting ready to fill the gaps, basically. And we're going to have these guys. They are my flank defense, basically. These medium foot. They're going to have problems facing off like heavy infantry. They're going to be at a disadvantage with those guys. We're going to keep these guys in the back there. This mountain, though, is a problem. I'm not sure what to really do with that. Right, so what kind of... We have lancers and we have noble cavalry. So maybe keep my noble cavalry on this flank here. And get my lancers to support the medium infantry. That could probably be good. And I want to use my horse archers with them because they have greater range. Do I only have one? Or here? Yeah, these light horse archers. We're going to have the javelin guys as well. We want maybe have some... See, they are moderately disordered. All kinds. Even these light horses will be disordered when moving on this. But as soon as they leave that, it'll be all right. So if you put the heavy cavalry, they're moderately disordered as well. Okay. I guess these guys will be severely. No. Okay. No one is suffering from severely disordered. Okay. Let's get these lancers here. And we'll take one of these javelin guys. 2 of them. We'll support them. Right. This is rough terrain. Would be good. I'm going to use my javelin. The javelins will move with the heavy infantry. And my slingers. And I'll use the archers in front of these guys. Hopefully they will cause more damage to the enemy there. I can actually move them even further out here. Maybe not the... okay, I can use the... We'll position these guys on top of this hill for now. We'll use them to swing by there. It's a very long battle line here. it's extreme. So most of my heavy infantry is there. I do have that barbarian thrust in the front, and I have some Legio Comitatensis moving up behind there, and have these guys here. Maybe even shift them a bit, sort of like that, maybe, and we'll get these guys a bit. Yes, I have no idea. We'll see how this is going to work out. Massive, long noble lancers charge line here. Okay. So I can add another general. I do have a general with my heavy infantry here. I'm kind of tempted to put a general in the war band. They will have like a war chief with them. But I'm actually even more tempted to have a general moving with the medium infantry, because they're probably going to need it. And you would usually put your more experienced troops guarding the flanks, because this would be a big threat if the enemy would be charging into. They must hold the flanks, basically. I'm going to put a general smack in the middle here. So we have Patelius Dardanius as a sub-general moving with this unit. All right, let's see what happens here. So let's confirm it. Right, the enemy starts off. Wow, look at this. Ooh, okay. He's deployed most of his forces over here. Wow. Okay. Looks like we're actually outnumbering him. We have a lot of forces here. Let's see what we're facing. It's looking promising. We have light javelin horsemen. They should probably be identical to my units. 50 points versus anything. Mounted troops, 100 foot mob. Light javelin horses. Yeah, they're identical. 360. So they're about the same size units here. He has horse archers, javelins. Okay, he's got nomad. These nomad guys. What's the difference with for these guys? They also have impact and melee capabilities. They are unprotected, average. Yeah, they can be used as swordsmen as well, which is dangerous. Okay, he's got actually a lot of those. Okay, what kind of cavalry has he got here? He's got veteran Roman cavalry. It's the same as we got. He has a leader in here. He has a sub-general, Nazenius Ripanus. Veteran, and he has lancers as well. He has one unit of lancers there. He has Roman cavalry and some more veteran cavalry in the back there. So he's got better cavalry than I. I mean, I have just plain old Roman cavalry, basically. He's got some veterans and some, but we do have a lot of lancers as well. Okay, what kind of infantry has he got? So he's got some war machines. He's got light artillery, and he's got heavy artillery as well. So look at the heavy artillery there. They have a short range of 6 and a long range of 9. Effect not reduced against armor. So armor doesn't matter if you have it. They have 100 points versus any troops in a defending obstacle or not fragmented, severely disordered. Minus 200 if not defending an obstacle. So they will. If you charge them, they're in trouble. So they get 100 there. I said that's dangerous units. That could really decimate my warband. What about the light one there? They have a range of 6. That's basically the difference there. They have a range of 9. All right. He's got Auxilia Platina. These are the same as my guys. Superior quality, though. Superior quality. All right. Yeah, so are mine. Okay. So he's got 2 units of those. Another one there. What's this? Limitane. Okay, these are these raw recruits. And he's got Legio Comitatensis. These are his heavy foot. So he's got some medium foot in the front, and he's got heavy foot in the back. Heavy foot. That's probably what you would arrange it. Legio Platina there. He's got some heavy foot there. Medium foot. He's got Roman auxiliaries. He's got those archers, those bowmen. Big chunk there. That will cause a lot of damage if he fires on me with those. He's got me in the back there. So basically sort of a same attack going on here. He's got some more Roman cavalry there, and he's got some Roman cavalry with a general there. Commander-in-Chief is in the back there. Arbogast. He's got some lancers here. And he's got some skirmishers there. All right, some archers. Interesting. All right. It looks like he didn't advance, so it's up to us. Okay. Where to start? Right. So you can actually, if you see these sort of bluish color, that means you can actually do a formation move. If I click here and then there, the whole command will move. These guys and even them. It's sometimes good when you're moving like big chunks of infantry forward. I like to have control of my units, so I usually do it like piecemeal. But first things first, I want to charge. Okay, so see, they will only move 2 here. I want to get my. These guys are moving out. They're going to be smashing into this. It's kind of dangerous. They're moving right towards the artillery there, and they're actually very not good if they get hit by heavy artillery because there's such a mass of troops there. We'll see how it goes. Right, I want to get my skirmishers up. They can move quite fast. I want to get my archers moving up as well. They're going to move into this heavy terrain, this rough terrain here. So basically, I want to move everything forward. I want to get there's going to be a massive skirmish fight here, probably. I'll move up my javelin horses as well. Right, so what you do is just click it and you right click and then you decide what you are doing there. Okay, so we have a massive line of... The good thing about these guys, they have pretty good maneuverability. You do get this free 45-degree turn as well if you are in command of the command unit, basically. So I'm going to get my cavalry forward a bit to stress him out a bit. We'll see what happens. The medium infantry will move forward. Sort of try to gain control of that rough terrain there. I'll get my raw recruits in the back. They're sort of moving in there. So I didn't move them. Now, there's a problem with this mountain here. Oh my god, look at that. He has... Oh, I didn't see that. He's got a shitload of artillery. He spent a lot of points on that. He's going to pummel me before I get close. Okay, so this mountain is going to hide us a bit. Let's see. These are javelin men. Let's move them up a little bit. We could probably move up some distance before we are within artillery range. Let's get the heavy infantry out. Advance a bit. Second line here. Okay, let's get them up there. All right. This flank here is kind of dangerous. We only have 3 units of Roman cavalry and some skirmishes. We're facing off medium foot here. It does have some heavy foot as well, and those lancers are going to be dangerous for us. Even more heavy foot back there. And some Roman cavalry. Right, so there's quite a danger on the flank here. Should be a bit careful here. Let's just sort of see if we can bait that unit to come in here. So you only have 23 turns to pull it off. Let's end it here and see what he does if he advances. All right, he's sort of bent on defending. It seems he's got those artillery units. He's not going anywhere. He's just going to see what I'm doing here. Right. So this we want to pull these skirmish units forward and sort of hopefully hunt them down with these lancers. He does have a huge cavalry unit that can be committed as well. It's looking pretty bad on the cavalry front. Even though I bought a lot of cavalry, he has quite a bit himself. So let's see if we can harass him a bit with our skirmishers. So that's still rough terrain there. We might get into artillery range. So now we can start shooting. We move max, and you can see that thing comes up there, those arrows. It says it's a range. It's actually a range of 3, so it's long range for us. We have a full arc of fire, and our casualties, we will cause 0 to 12 casualties only, which is nothing. And we also have ammunition, is 5 turns you can fire at full effect, and then you'll have low ammunition, and your firing will be sort of reduced. Now he's probably going to ride forward here and engage me because he's got horse archers. He can probably shoot at me as well. We want to try to get forward here a bit. We can turn. We have a full arc, but the casualties are going to be so low. There's no point basically. Let's get this, let's keep moving this medium infantry forward here. I'm gonna see what he does with his cavalry. These guys are actually heavy, so they're not that great in there. Let's keep moving our barbarians forward. I think these guys can move up as well. And even move these guys a bit forward, actually. Let's get them forward there a bit. So he has a range. As soon as I come within range, he's probably going to get sort of interested in me here. Just sort of slowly creep the cavalry forward a bit. See what he does. And here, this is interesting. I can sort of charge forward with my skirmishers and start engaging it, but he's sort of outgunning me here. So he's just going to flock me with those skirmishers and really cause damage to my guys. So I want to keep this cavalry quite close so I can immediately countercharge him. Problem is they're sort of blocking me now. I should probably try to even further extend my flank attack here. I'm going to try and do that. Let's see. Let's get cavalry even more moving to the flank here. Still get that turn there. These guys can't. They don't have enough action points. All right. Maybe move them just slightly ahead, because I'm now facing the wrong way there. It's probably not. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so I think I moved everything. Not my skirmishers though. Yeah, so he's deployed in that sort of chess pattern. So he has a lot of reserves as well. So when I start engaging him here, he's going to fill the gaps with these guys, and then he's just going to feed more infantry into the fight, which is it's going to be a problem for me. I'm going to have to rely upon good results. The skirmishers, yeah, they cannot move into the mountains there. We might have to split these guys up. Use the javelin guys moving with the barbarians. Let's see if we're within range here. And everything is moved. Just end it here and see what happens. Okay, he's advancing. Holy shit. Okay, he's advancing. He's going for it. Yeah, 36 damage. So he actually... Okay, so, yeah. Wow, okay, things are going to be happening here. So he moved up those, and he actually fired on my guys there, and he actually caused quite a lot of damage on me there. Right, so there's actually a thing in the settings you can click in, which gives you sort of a detailed result of the attack, which I like, because sometimes you want to understand what the hell just happened there. So what he did, he moved his light javelin horsemen. He actually went for a charge right into my light horse archers there, and he's got spears, light spears, so he gets a bonus for that. So he has 50 points of advantage. I have nothing, since my archers are basically unarmed. They only have bows, I think. And he has no impact, because he's charging into my horses there, so there's no impact bonus for that. He would have if he charged into my light infantry and stuff. So he has a 50 point of advantage. He also has a plus 16 modifier. And that, I'm not sure why he has plus 16. He has no strength modifier. That means he's not outnumbering me. So he has a slight advantage versus our light horses there. But it was an indecisive result. Both had sort of the same casualties there. he would have had 50. I'm not sure why he only got 16. It could be because he's actually charging my guys on horses, and that they have sort of some defense for that. All right, so he moves up those guys. Okay, so he's charging. He's going for my archers there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so he had charged. He actually charged with his light horse archers. He had no impact capabilities there. Nothing. There was no modifiers or anything, and they actually clashed on equal turns. But he won the dice roll, so he caused quite a lot of damage. 3 times the damage on us, which caused us to fail a coercion test. And that made us disrupted. And we got significant casualties, and we lost the combat round badly. So we had a -2, and we got disrupted, and our horses, they fell back there. Okay, it's pretty bad. Okay, so those guys have taken some serious damage there now. Those horse archers are pelting them with arrows. He even fired at these guys because he has... All these guys are archers facing me here, so I'm sort of at a disadvantage here. Okay, so now you can see we're actually engaged over here. So this means that there's actually a melee combat going on here. What that means is I can resolve this, even though if I don't resolve this now during my turn, it will be automatically resolved at the end of my turn. The thing is, when you have many units engaged in fights, and they're in melee, there's going to be certain points where you want to see what happened. You want to have quick results. You want to see if your infantry makes a breakthrough at a certain point, you could adjust your units accordingly to that breakthrough. But when there are like individual battles like this, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can resolve it. For instance, I can have a look here. It says we have a 13% chance of winning this fight. We have this high chance of a draw, and there's actually a 16% chance of a loss in this fight, which means he's probably a bit more advantage over me because he charged into my guys, and he has the spear. We don't. He said we had. Yeah, we'd have no melee capabilities. We're only having bows, and we do get that impact if we charge something, but we don't. We basically only have like daggers and something to defend ourselves. All right, so the problem is here. I'm facing the wrong way now, so I can't do a counter charge from my cavalry. He was quick. I can charge with this. I can ride this unit straight through here and attack that unit, which probably would cause a lot of damage to him. This unit's going to ride in here. I probably want to resolve this first, because this unit will probably try to retreat if I charge with lances on those guys, which opens this up, so this infantry can go. But if I get stuck in melee here, this cavalry cannot do that charge, and none of these guys can be helpful because they're all facing the wrong way. So I'm going to use my skirmish units first. So we have these horse archers. Took some damage. They're facing these guys. So you can tell now that it's a range of 1. It's a short range. They can cause between 6 and 30 casualties. These guys are on javelins, so they only have a range of 1. So they're going to have to turn and shoot to get that full casualty rate. So this would be good to try to damage the skirmish unit. So I'm going to fire with these guys. Okay, we cost 18, and these guys will throw their javelins. So we got them disrupted there. That's great. But we cannot charge them with anything. This infantry is going to be moving up. We do have my archers as well. Now they took a heck of a beating. These guys took quite a lot of damage, but they can cause a considerable amount back. And we're pretty outnumbering these guys. So these guys are going to fire at them. They could do 12 to 48 damage. They had to make a check there, so they took quite a lot of damage there. And these guys can also fire. It's good to fire at the same unit because you want to dwindle the numbers so they break and run away. Dividing your fire is not a good idea because you'll just damage, like give low damage to many units and they're still very capable. So I'm going to fire here. They have a long range from that shot, unfortunately. I could move them up one step. I'll probably have the same casualty figures. Yeah, and okay, but I do. If I turn and shoot, I'll cause more damage, so I'll do that. Okay, they still made it. They passed their check there. Okay. These horse archers are damaged. I could move them out of the way, which will free up more maneuverability for my troops. They can still cause some damage. 6 to 24. So we're going to fire anyways. Sort of soften them up a bit. And the point, what I want to do is charge with my Commander-in-Chief, actually, right in here. And you can see the impact will definitely, we have a very high chance of winning the impact. There is a slight chance of a draw. And if we get locked in melee, we're going to have a huge advantage over these guys because we're armored, we have swords, and they are sort of unprotected. And they have basically, they're archers, they don't have any spears or anything. I'm going to charge here and see what happens. Yeah, so he's evading. Okay, so he ran away, which is dangerous because now we're kind of exposed here. He's going to move probably some of his skirmishes to sort of start pelting these guys madly, because they are easy targets for archers. I'm going to try and go for a charge in here and see what happens. We have a very high... There's actually a 50-50 chance of winning the impact, since they're on horses. But there's absolutely no chance we're going to be losing it. So let's charge. Right, so we had 100 points for the Lancers. We have a troop quality of 50. Which gives us 150 points. They have the light spear, which they can fend off, which gives our unit a plus 100, which is a lot. And we have a 32 as well. I think it's because we're armored. We have no strength. They are at a great disadvantage, but the attack was indecisive anyways. So we had a huge advantage here, but it was indecisive. We lost more than the enemy in that charge, which is terrible. But these guys can then continue. See, now their fight melee has increased. Now they have a 27% chance of actually winning this fight, which is good. But both our units have no melees. We have a slight bonus, but it was indecisive again. So, right. So we want to get our cavalry to roll up the side here now. Just gonna get these. We can charge them in the flank next turn if we turn like that. We want to get our cavalry coming up here. We don't get that turn, unfortunately. No, but we're sort of moving around. See what happens. The infantry should just sort of advance. We should just close in on the enemy now, as quick as possible. He has the advantage of his ranged attacks, so we gotta get up close fast now. This heavy infantry, I'm gonna have to use it sort of in the back here now. Well, I could shift these raw dudes to move in this direction. They could be useful, but they're moving very slow. I think I'm going to just start moving them in this general direction there. Alright, these guys are just going to charge ahead. Now they're going to probably get hit by heavy artillery, but see how that goes. Let's get our skirmishers moving in. He's got heavy foot here, medium foot. So if we charge his medium foot, we're going to have an advantage. So we want to get these guys to engage his medium foot, and not his heavy. So let's move these skirmishers forward. They're going to be ready to throw spears on those guys, those heavy guys there. So they moved. Let's get these guys following close by. Okay. What else? He's got heavy foot here. We definitely want to attack them. We want to sort of hit them hard. We have a range of 2 with the slings, so we can move up 2 and actually sling these guys. See, the full arc fire there, 18 to 54 damage. He has a sub-general there as well. This is a very dangerous unit. They're superior with the general, so that means they have massive melee capabilities there. So let's hit them. 27, alright. And maybe this unit should focus on them. Or actually, we should try to weaken this unit as much as possible. Let's hit them as well. Right, so they're taking hits, but these are large units, man. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to move this battle line in this direction to face this huge. There's a lot of infantry here. I'm hoping these heavy infantry, with all this medium infantry, can deal with this flank here. It's looking tough, but we're gonna have to try it. So let's see here. We should start attacking him. So he's got a bunch of archers there, man. We are moving in javelin guys and horses with javelins. It's pretty bad, but it's what we got going for us here. Let's see what kind of damage we can cause. Let's charge up with these. We can do quite damage on him anyways. I mean, let's see. 27. Let's get those guys as well. So he held firm, but he did take some damage there. I'm going to hold back the cavalry a bit. We want to get our heavy infantry to start somehow form a line here. We do have a general here. It's good. If this unit will clash with them, we'll have sort of an equal fight, I guess. Definitely should start moving some guys over here. So this mountain is a problem here. I'm going to have to start moving them, sort of setting up some sort of defense here. We're going to have problems with that heavy artillery there. Okay, I think that's all we can do. Yeah, I'm going to hold off the cavalry. I'm not going to do anything there. So I'm going to end the turn. We'll see what happens. All right, he's charging forward there. Okay, he went for a charge on my guys, but took some light damage. Oh, he's moving up those ballistas. Yeah, he's going for it. It's good, though. We're luring some units forward, which is good. We're sort of taunting him forward there. Okay, he actually charged my horses there. Okay, this is going to be a tough fight, man. He's moving up his cavalry as well. He's leaving some guys. Shots being fired. He did charge my guys in the rough terrain there. Okay, so he's pelting me with arrows. Yeah, those guys are going to get some heavy attacks there. Oh, he's firing with. He's 0. We got lucky there. Oh, it's moving so fast I can't see the damages, but we got hit there. All right, so this little skirmish here is enemy light javelin. We have a slight advantage, but it's still indecisive, that fight, that melee going on there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so our noble lancers are at massive advantage versus those guys, and so we won that round. We caused quite high casualties on the enemy, 42 there, but they are still steady. They didn't lose any morale checks, but they had to fall back, and they're sort of quite weakened now. And that's it. All right. Okay, I'm going to end the battle here. I'm going to turn the video, and we're going to pick up the action the next year. So it's looking grim. We'll see how it goes. And we'll pick it up in the next part there. So see you in the next one. Have a good one.